Father and friend, thy light, thy love. The words that you're going to need for this song, Father. If you bring it straight in and your thumb lands in the middle of your forehead, Father. Friend, it's just like you're holding their hand and you turn it over and you hold their hands. Now it's just your pointer fingers. It's like you're holding hands. Thy, thee, thou, all the same thing. Basically, thy being possessive, you open your hand up toward God. As far as thee or thou, you can just point up to heaven or open hand. Either way, as long as this one is possessive, this is not possessive. Light coming from a single source and exploding out. Light. Love, double fist, just hug onto it tight and crossing your arms and hang on. Beaming, glowing, center finger against the palm of your non-dominant hand and let it shimmer as it comes up. Beaming. Through, open your fingers and your dominant hand, palm up, goes through your non-dominant hand. Through. All, your non-dominant hand, palm up, take your dominant hand and it's like it's scraping everything up around it and lay it into the palm of your hand. All. Works, and the work is just like you're pounding on your non-dominant fist with your dominant fist. Works. We, you think of a circle around your friends and yourself. You're going from the dominant side around to the non-dominant side. See or sight, your V hand from the edge of your eye coming straight out. See or sight. Now, your beaming and your glory are the same word. Gills, and this gild is like a gilded cage. The edges of it are in a different material, like with gold. And so you take it and the E hand around the edge of your non-dominant hand. Gills. Heaven, your non-dominant hand, palm down, roll it up, and then flatten it out over your head. Up and flatten out. Heaven. Above, your non-dominant hand, palm down, and you're showing the area above it in a circular motion with your dominant open hand. Earth, your center finger and your thumb rock on the back of your non-dominant fist. Earth. Full, it's like your non-dominant hand forms a cup and your dominant hand goes straight across it, just like if you were baking something and it called for a cup of flour, they would flatten out the top so that they didn't get more. It is full. Of, finger spell O-F. Voice, your voice box is down here, the V hand coming up and straight out. Voice. Here, cup your hand is like you're turning to hear something. Hear. Presence. It's like a cupped non-dominant hand. The dominant hand is more like you. Here's God, and you're looking at each other. You're in the presence of. Presence. Feel. Center fingers. Come straight up the body. That's, your emotions are usually internal. So center finger coming up. Feel. While. That's two things going together at the same time. It's not from the past. It's straight out from right now toward the future. While. This too is also, or the same, you'll see them do the same as, or also. depending on how you are interpreting that verse. Pure, your non-dominant hand, flat out. This is a clean area. So with the P hand going across it, it is pure. 4, think of your forehead, pointer finger, and pop it straight out. 4. Mortal means man, and that comes from the father position down to almost right off the chest. It's like gentleman. Enwrapped or satisfied. So you could use the satisfied here, or complete, but fulfilled or satisfied is the one that I think more fits this song for me. In, you make your cup with your non-dominant hand, pinch your dominant hand, and it goes in. In. Clouds, and you're just going to show how they are up in the sky. Invisible, the word not coming off your chin, not, and seen. And we've talked about seen, but it's the not seen. Reinest, it's the 2 X hands, and it's like you've got a hold of the reins of a horse and you're going back and forth with them. Reins. Lord, if you think of that Miss America ribbon, the L hand coming from the non-dominant side on down. Lord. Life, and we've talked about the feeling. Well, that if you think of the blood flowing up with the L hands, it becomes life or live. Children, and here you're just going to touch the heads like all the heads of the children. Faint, and that's where your dominant hand is like people standing and their knees give out from underneath them. Weak or faint. Or it's just this one or this one, or, but most of the time you'll just see them hit down, or. Fear, and you see them come back, and it's like you've got an internal feeling, so you open your hands like you're going to protect yourself. Sustained, your dominant thumb on top of your non-dominant thumb and push it out. Sustained or continued. By, be, why. There's just nothing else you can do. It's like the word of, you finger spell those. Delightful or happy, and that's just coming up and out. You're throwing out your feelings. You're so happy. Thought, and that's all the thinking that's going on up here, and you just kind of touch your forehead. Sense, and we talked about while coming here, but sense is from the past. So you take both fingers there and bring them down together to the present. Sense is from there to the present. While goes in straight out. They or their, and you're going to show they being out there, but if it's there, it's possession, so you have open hand. There. God comes down from heaven and lands in the middle of the forehead. Remember, we talked about Father here. So God has to come down from heaven. God. Everywhere. Every is a couple strokes, thumb to thumb. Every, and then where. Like, I don't know, where. Cannot. If you think of your non-dominant hand as like a little baby reaching out for a hot stove, and your dominant finger comes down and says, no, can't do that. Cannot. Cannot. Be, and this be means to go. So you're going wherever. So take it from yourself on out. And again, we talked about where. Father and friend, thy light, thy love, beaming through Thy glory gives the heavens above, and all the earth is full of thee. Thy voice we hear, thy presence feel, while thou too pure for mortal sight enwrap the clouds invisible, reigneth the Lord of life and light. Thy children shall not faint nor fear, sustained by this delightful thought, since thou their